Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and happy New Year. It has been more than a minute that we have been live here on Facebook and on YouTube. And we were so thankful tonight to be back in the studio, back in the virtual building. And I'm ready with once again with on the side buggy, the one and only Sherwin Williams from Gospel Music Buds. Merry Christmas, brah, and Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Yes, yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year towards the ending of the year. But we're here. We're here
We
right now.
we
We're
are
still
here.
standing. We
We are
still
still
stand
standing.
as the church folks would say, we still standing.
We're still standing. We're still standing. And we hope those of you who are watching and that will watch later on that you are also still standing. And we thank you so much for being a part of a special edition of the 2021, the recap here on Indigo Inspire Live. And we've had through this collab an opportunity to have some amazing artists that we've interviewed. Some have gone, you owe me $5 because one of them went to number one, knocked Tamala Man right off the cliff. But and he is with us tonight. So we're going to have a great show. We're excited to be here tonight. But guess what? We got something special for you. And before we do, make sure, hey, tag and share this live because it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to ask some questions. And you know what? We may even do a giveaway tonight about something. And I'll tell you what that is a little bit later. So I am fresh off of just short hiatus. Needed to sort of, just recalibrate everything, but we are back. We're ready to go, energized. And Sherwin, what has been going on with you, man? What's been going on?
Man, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot's been happening. A lot's been going on. We're excited about what's to come and just the direction and everything else that we're doing. And then from the GMB front, we actually just completed our Message of Cheer campaign, which we had, you were a part of that. We had about 16, 17 plus individuals that kind of came together, shared some Christmas moments, gave some cheers, and we kind of pulled everything all together, which was just amazing. So yeah, we literally just finished all the editing and everything for that. So that was exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can still see that on the Gospel Music Buzz Facebook page, but you also, I think I shared it on Indigo Inspire Live as well. So we are excited about that. So in the meantime, we got a special show, and it's not going to be just us tonight. So we're going to bring on some beautiful people. So woman of God, two men of God, and we're just going to bring them in. First, we'll start ladies first. We are going to she has had a year this year. And listen, Ashley Renee has had a year this year. She's actually won some awards this year. She's one of the most beautiful album covers I think I've seen really this past year in terms of music. So we want to bring her into the studio right now. The beautiful Ashley Renee. Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Hello. I hope I'm worthy of that introduction. Goodness.
Listen. Followed by, I'm not going to call them court jesters, the Kings. The Kings are coming up now. The Queen is here and the King is coming up. I'm going to bring him into the building. Listen, he came up. I told you, I predicted, Sherwin. I told you, every time we saw a billboard, I said, he's going to be here, he's going to be here, and he's going to be number one. And you said, yeah, probably we'll see. And every time I called it, and who do we have? Lamont Sanders is in the
good.
Yes.
Yes, you called it.
Yes,
indeed. You did indeed.
Yes, indeed. And joining us tonight, we have this guy has a hot Christmas song, and we are still in the Christmas season. I want you all to be aware of that. So, and I want to really bring him into the room right now. If you don't know him, you will definitely know him before the night's over. Mr. Renwick Jewsbury is in the building.
With the good vibes. I like
with
it.
The good vibes. With the good vibes. Well, everybody, we're going to have a good night tonight. And look, the people are already coming in the room. Yannette says, hey, everyone. Jordan Gabriel is giving some love over. So they're coming in the room. And so everyone, thank you so much for being willing to come on tonight and not just celebrate yourselves, because we really want to talk about what the Lord's been done just beautifully in your lives this past year in 2020, but just celebrate gospel music as a whole and independent artists in particular. and what you have been able to accomplish through hard work ethic, creativity, and just lyrically, just some beautiful, beautiful music. And so we're going to be talking about that and just having some fun tonight. So, Cheryl, I'm going to let you kick it off because I've welcomed everybody and made everybody feel warm and cozy in their seats. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you again. And thank you everyone for being with us tonight. So tonight's show is just more of kind of like a year in review, going through, talking about some of the highs, talking about the lows, because, with every highs, there's also lows. But then there's also just kind of, now that you're towards the ending of the year, looking back and just thinking, hey, when I was going through those moments, what kind of pulled you through? And looking back on that now, seeing that you're here towards the ending, what else can you share with everyone else about your journey? Because I know a lot of you had some firsts, Renwick, you had some firsts on your end, Lamont, you had some firsts, Ashley, you had some firsts. And, we'll just kind of step through the journey, talk about each and every one of them, talk about what you guys have coming with 2022, because we know, what happened in 2021 didn't take anyone out. You're still here, so that means obviously there's a purpose and there's more going into 2022. So we're excited about each and every one of you, and we can just kind of go from there. So Renwick, kind of, we can start with you. Introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are, outside of all the excitements and the good vibes and everything else. Just tell us a little bit about you and what's been going on with you this year.
Amen. Man, first and foremost, it's such an honor to be surrounded by greatness. Thank you guys so much for inviting me to be a part of this. My name is Renwick Dewsbury. I was born in the UK. I grew up in South America, Guyana. I'm 90% Caribbean and 10% British. So yeah, we bring the vibes. It's just natural for us to be jolly and energetic and just good vibes. You know what I'm saying? That's just us naturally. This year has been crazy in some ways for me. To God be the glory. For the first time of my record label, Living on Purpose Records, we got a distribution deal with Indie Blue. And I think I have a distributor mate here, if I'm not mistaken. and that was incredible for us. I was in Miami shooting a music video for my first single that we were about to distribute through Indie Blue. And my best friend, who was also one of my videographers, this is somebody that I grew up with. I was homeless and stuff like that. And there are days when I was hungry, he would bring food for me. He was the best man at my wedding. And on our way back to Jersey from Miami, he had, I believe it was a heart attack he had. And we were on our way back, and I mean, we were celebrating the fact that, this is what we dreamt of. We dreamt of days like this. We dreamt of opportunities like this, coming from the Caribbean and having an opportunity like this. This, to God be the glory, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he collapsed in my arms. I was on the side of the road doing CPR at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was there doing CPR on my best friend. And that's how the year started for me. This happened like in February. So here it is for the first time, in the Caribbean, a record label is having a deal like this. All my people back home are celebrating. Everybody's happy. I was on the news. Everybody's celebrating. We're about to distribute our first song with super producer John FX. If anyone who knows who John FX is, he worked with Akon. He worked with Egyptian. He worked with Rihanna, and this is huge. And while we were celebrating the fact that all of that happened, I was in turmoil because I had I didn't just lose my best friend, but I had a traumatic experience. And so that was an extreme low for me at the beginning of the year. So if I'm gonna be transparent, in that moment, I wanted nothing to do with music anymore. I was ready to
you had that discussion. Yep, I remember we were talking. Yeah.
Right, because it's like, yo, bro, like we finally we finally got the breakthrough, and this is what's happening. So I wasn't eating for days, and long story short, I thank God for my pastor and our leadership, and just my church family, and just genuine people who continue to encourage me day by day, day by day, day by day, and my faith began to grow again, and I started coming out of my bedroom. I started eating food and stuff like that, and I just started developing back my relationship with God, because I really had to build from scratch, and it took me going through that process to be where I am now. That I don't take life for granted. I don't take moments like this for granted. I don't take telling people how much I appreciate and how much I love and respect them for granted, because on that weekend was the first weekend me and him in a long time. We talked about everything, and he had so many plans. He had so many things that he wanted to do, and now that taught me to not waste time, and to be very protective of my time, and not to be a procrastinator. But long story short, y'all, it is by the grace of God that I am sitting here in my right mind, looking at you and just having this discussion worldwide. And yes, still sometimes at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I have those experiences, and it's by the grace of God. It's by the grace of God. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what happened. That happened. The traumatic experience happened, and God has been pulling me through. And yo, I'm here, baby. Let's go.
Listen. Appreciate you sharing. And I know that was part of the lows, and when we look back around, we'll get into some of the highs, because I know, again, he kept you for a reason, right? He kept you for a reason. So definitely go ahead, Patrice.
No, I was just really just really acknowledging, and definitely wanted to extend just the emotion of just feeling what you're feeling, even though I'm hearing, as you describe it. But really, that's a traumatic experience, and and you're asking yourself probably, why now? We work so hard. Why now?
Yep.
But it's not so much about the why now as much as it is God wants to know, will you still?
Facts. Amen.
And the fact that you are here, you gave the answer. Yes, I will still. I will still serve you. I will still praise your name. I will not let this thing take me under, and everything is under your control. Amen. So that to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Sherwin, go ahead. I'm going to turn over to you.
Okay, and you just said something that kind of reminded me of something I was listening to with Bishop T.D. Jakes just yesterday, and he was saying in the message that it's easy for us to hear the voice of God when we are in a praise service, or it's easy for us to hear His voice when we are in the middle of prayer. But do we also hear His voice in the middle of turmoil? Because a lot of times, in the middle of turmoil is when He's speaking to us and He has something there for us. But can we hear Him then for sure? Amen. So yeah. And since I was mentioning just now about He kept me, we're gonna segue into Lamont. So Lamont, I know you had some of your highs and some of your lows. So kind of tell us, how did the year start for you, and what were some of those moments like for you?
Well, let me say, first of all, my brother, he just encouraged me, bro. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony. Like, when I say that touched me, thank you so much, bro. Thank you. And if you don't go on for nobody else, go on for me. I appreciate you. I got to tell you guys, this has been a major blow. It's been a major blow. When we talked last about He kept me going to number one, I was just sharing with you guys about the loss of my brother, which is little over maybe 19, 20 months now. Mm-hmm. And 2 months ago, I just lost my mother. So they were within an 18-month span. But my mother was the movement of He kept me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Like I lost my brother, but my mother this is her. Who you see from me is her. Like, she was determined for her kids to be successful. You know what I'm saying? As far as music was concerned, when I lost my brother, she was the one who kept saying, and she said to me, someone said to her that my brother was the sacrifice. And we had to take a while to digest that. And we're still digesting it. Today's my brother's birthday. He would have been 39. So we're still digesting it. And while we're digesting, God takes mom home. Like, when I tell you, this is like, my sister said one time, she's like, we keep running around with this declaration that he kept me, he kept me, he kept me. Maybe we need to stop saying that because we're going through so much. But that's what it's about. It's really about going through. We're on the front line to help someone else who's going to go through losing a sibling, losing a mother, losing, and when I tell you this thing is like a big hole in your chest, but God is filling the void. He's filling the void. And he's really all we've ever had. You know what I'm saying? So my mother was like, to me, she was the foundation. My father was a deacon and musician, and I got a lot from him. But my mother was that rock that no matter what it was, she believed in two things: love and God. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what we went through, she would be like, oh, well, apply more love. If somebody did me wrong, oh, love on them some more. Love on them, Mom, that's the opposite. No, I don't want to love them. But that's who she was. She was like, give more love, apply more love. And everything was God.
Yeah.
So now the person who I talk to 3 times a day on FaceTime is no longer here. So you talking about keeping power? He kept me. It's like I'm giving no other choice but to lean on him even more. And the funny part is, when my brother passed, I felt that moment of not wanting to do music anymore.
Yeah.
And I sat down for a while. Like, it was just like, of course it was the pandemic just starting up. It was the first 4,000 who caught COVID when our president said it wasn't, a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So you weren't getting any type of urgency. So that was a major blow. So I sat down for a while. With my mother, I'm running even harder. It's like there's no sit down time. It's like, I think my brother just said it best. I got so much music and so much stuff to get out. I promise you, this is like infusing me in the low.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I have a job to do. From my mother to my brother. My father was a musician. So I'm just encouraging somebody, you know what I'm saying, that it's really about God. It's not about what we're feeling in that moment. Because that moment hurts. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. It hurts. But I believe God, even still, in the pain. I believe God. I believe God. And he's going to do it.
I had said at the opening of the show that I had taken a hiatus, and on the first anniversary of my mother's passing was October 29th. And this past October was 1 year. And as I'm going through this, as I'm turning the corner into October, my emotions, were just starting to fall apart, to be honest with you. But I was still, trying to keep doing the show and keep going. But by the time October 29th came, everything I bottomed out. I really did. So, Renwick, when you said you didn't care about music anymore, October 29th, I felt like I couldn't do any of this anymore. Like, what did all this mean? What was all this for?
Yeah.
But what I also realized, I didn't let myself, I thought I grieved at the funeral, but the real grief came a year into the anniversary. And I'm not just, and this is not any way to say that it is far from over. I'm not saying that, but there was just that moment where it had to internalize that this was real, even though I knew it was real. And same thing, Lamont, you said, I talked to my mother 2-3 times a day. I mean, for all of that just to stop and to cease, and what that does to your mind. And through the course of taking this time off from October, so this is this tonight is the first night we have been back on since October 29th.
Yeah.
And to me, this is a declaration that I was not going to allow what God allowed and what He knew was best to take me under. But what I wanted to keep, and I tell myself every day that He's the one that's walking me through the valley of the shadow. There's a through.
Oh my
I'm not staying. He's walking me through the valley. So, in walking through the valley, He didn't say He's guiding you through and leaving you alone. He is right here with us in the midst of our
Yeah.
grief, in the midst of our tears, but He is walking us through it. And the fact that we are all here is a public declaration that what was meant also to take us under didn't work.
My God.
We are here. We are here to give a testimony. We're here to celebrate tonight. And I'm so excited by that. So this is not just about music. This really is about God, you are still good.
Well,
Yes.
Patrice, you know, we'll forever be connected with this because do you remember what October 28th was?
No.
I was headed to the my mom passed October 28th. I was headed to the concert to
You were
see.
in for the launch.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I was crossing the water. My sister called me and said, "Get to the hospital now." I was dressed like I went to the hospital dressed like, and that's why I never made the concert.
Wow.
So it was so that was the day before, well, a year later, and the day before your mom's anniversary. Like,
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Wow. Yeah. It looks like we're forever connected. Wow.
yes.
Wow.
I'll never forget that night.
Wow. Wow. Well, we are with a heart of gratitude. This is a great way to segue to Ashley Renee. This is not my home.
Yes.
You see how we did that? Oh, this is not my home.
It's not.
It's not my home. Ms. Ashley Renee. Now, you had no idea when you would pen a song like that and for it to resonate and still to be a blessing to so many people, even in the midst of this conversation, just a reminder that this is not our home.
No, we're living just to live again. And I held on to that. Like everybody, all I hear is strength from everybody giving their testimonies. And it's really been a year of God just showing me. I mean, I can only speak for me, but just showing me how strong He is in me.
Amen.
And for me. COVID swept through my house and it was tough. Almost lost my mom, and I thank God that He pulled her through.
Amen.
And then my youngest got it, and he was, perfectly fine. But managing that, taking care of my mother and the kids by myself, it was a lot. And God just showed. He just showed up. He showed up in strength. I can't say that I had a day where I felt like I couldn't do it. And that's just life and music. And, I had it's been a busy year. It's been a busy year. And I'm not the type of person, I'm a little more laid back. Being in the front of things isn't really my personality. So in that, God has grew me up a little bit this year. And He gave me quite a bit to walk out and to do and pursue this year. And I'm just grateful that in spite of everything that I had to deal with at home, at work, and everywhere else, that, I was still able to keep my hand on the plow. And, He also delivered me just from some trauma this year. And, I'm learning that response of I'll just do it myself. I can do it on my own. I don't need any help. I'll just suffer through it. That's not God's intention for us. And I've learned that it is truly a response to just trauma, like that feeling that you can't trust, that feeling that, everybody's kind of out to get you. And, so it's been a year of just God building me up, building up my confidence, showing me how strong He is in me and through me. And I'm just grateful. I don't want to ramble on, but that's that was my year in a nutshell. Like, in spite of everything that I had to do on my own, God sent people. God, there was a ram in the bush at every turn. Every time I thought that, oh God, how am I get? He sends somebody else. Oh God, no, he sends somebody else. And I'm learning, to just trust him and trust who he sends. Sherwin was one of those people. Like, I met him, I don't know, what was it, last year or right before?
Just about,
I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah, just about last year. And like, first two conversations, like, I love what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing, and I want to help. That was it. Like, no strings attached, no nothing. And that's just, God has sent people in my life like that all year that was able to see a need or see the struggle and just be like, you know what? I got you. I don't need anything from you. I got you. And because, I'm like that, but it encourages me to be like that even the more. Like, you need help, I'm there for you. You need me to do something for you, you don't have to pay me. My reward is not, it's not in money and things, and that's just what God has shown me this year. So I appreciate hearing everybody's strength on this live. Just, I can't imagine that loss, and I can't imagine the feeling of not being able to talk to someone that you talk to every day, and that's tough. But you guys are here, you made it through, and you're still pushing for God and in his kingdom, and that in itself just speaks volumes. So I appreciate all of you, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate you. We definitely do. Go ahead, Sherwin.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna play anything or not. All right, so no, so right, we were talking about that, and we're still stepping through, everyone's journey so far in the year. But I kind of gonna pause just slightly and just throw one or two random questions at you. So we've been hearing this whole debate that's going around social media with the ginger ale debate, and if it's Canada Dry or which one. So just
Okay,
let's just kind of break it up a little bit and tell me where do you stand?
If it ain't Canada Dry, it ain't ginger ale. I'm sorry.
We don't know what else you're drinking.
Listen, I don't know. I seen a meme that said the next thing from the CDC would be, just go drink some of that ginger ale and go lay down. That's Canada Dry.
Yeah, that's
Canada Dry.
Canada Dry.
That's the vaccination in itself.
I promise you, Canada Dry gonna give you that burp you need.
Sure will.
All the way.
Sure will.
No. Well, I don't know what else they're selling out there in these convenience stores. Leave that mess alone. That's not the real deal.
The real question is can or bottle. So let me see. Can or bottle. If you're gonna drink a Canada Dry, are you gonna be bougie with the bottle or are you going with the can? Let me hear where you stand.
It's gotta be
You gotta
in
go
the
with the can. You gotta go with the can. Because the bottle is only gonna stay strong fizz for the first two opens.
Yep, that's it.
Oh snap! There's a
See,
science.
this guy knows. You tell us up, Lamont.
He knows. It's science.
Yeah, and it's got to stay in the refrigerator overnight so that when you open it up, it's ice cold.
Yes.
Okay, you wipe that top off. If your mom told you wipe that top off because you don't know who's been in the store, and you click that bad boy, it's the click.
Yes.
It's
is important.
It's the click.
It's the click and the.
That's it.
The anointing is in the click.
Oh,
Come on now. I'm about to start clicking my heels.
Somebody put that in the comments. The anointing is in the clip.
If it don't
Come on
pop
now.
right, put it back. Ain't no oil on that thing.
Oh man. So okay. No, Renwick, who is Caribbean British from Guyana, but he's still from South Jersey. We still claiming him. So it's
All
okay.
day.
South Jersey.
Okay. Don't worry about it because Sher was up there in New York drinking that Schweppes. So
I
we're
know.
not gonna hate on him.
Not even. I pick up my Canada Dry right at the Chinese store, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna take this opportunity to play a little music, and I think it's appropriate because I brought it up first. And so we're going to play Not My Home. Once again, ladies up. at Bat First with Ask
Oh.
Renee. And let's talk about the musicians behind this, who wrote it, produced it, and let's before we get this queued up for you.
I wrote it and I worked with Austin Woodland, and he's a
Yes.
savant. He is a savant. Like I could throw any style of music at him and he'll be like, oh, okay, well, let's see how it goes. But
Yep.
yeah, I worked with him. He produced the record, and I had the opportunity to work with some really great Brazilian musicians that did percussion and guitar. And it was during the pandemic, so I never got to meet them. They were in Brazil. We used a translator. They sent over, their parts and everything,
Mhm, mhm.
and we still talk. It was a great connection, and they were just some great believers who loved the song and added the authenticity that it needed. So it was a special one of my favorites.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And right now we are going to take a listen to Not My Home by the wonderful Ashley Renee.
Oh, he's going to prepare a place for us. Forget the love of this world. None of it can we take with us. I'm telling you, our eyes have not yet seen, nor is heard. Oh, I've got a home over in Zion. This world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. I got a home over in Zion. This world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. Ese mundo na we minha casa. Esse mundo na we minha casa. Esse mundo na we minha casa. Esse mundo na we minha casa. I'm living just to live again. Not a slave to this world, I'm gonna make it in. He died for me, now I'm free from sin. I want to, I have to, I've got to go. I've got a home in Zion. This world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. I got a home over in Zion. Hey, this world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. Esse mundo não é minha casa. 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 I got a home in Zion. Hey, this world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. I've got a home over in Zion. This world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. Hey, this world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. Hey, this world is not my home. Oh, this world is not my home. This world is not my home.
sis. Come on in here. Come on in here. We listen. Now, if you thought the show was at its peak, we really have hit our peak. Because guess who came and joined us in the building of the celebration?
Who's
Bring her
sneaking in the room? Who's sneaking in the room right there? Who just sneaked in the room here?
Listen, the one and the only Angela Moss Poole is in the building.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. I love you, Patrice and Sherwin. Who else is in here? Ashley, Renee. I see my brother Lamont. Who's over there?
Hey,
Good
sis.
vibes.
Renwick.
Hey,
That's
everybody.
Renwick right there with the good vibes.
Yes. Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted
you
to
turned to a real party.
Yes, I wanted to stop in and just say Happy New Year to everyone. I was in there making a pot of greens. We have some people coming over, and I was like, I gotta just come on and say hey.
Yes. So this has
I'm on my
been
way.
an awesome year for you, my dear. You and Lamont. Sherwin, you owe me $10 because I called both of them.
I was a believer. How did I owe you? I was a believer.
You did
Price
say
just
betting
went up.
along with you. I was betting along with you.
Listen, and I don't want no crypto. I'll give you myself. But then again, wait a
Wow.
minute. Wait. Then again, wait a minute.
$10 in
Crypto.
Bitcoin
I'm
coming
not
your
gonna hit on the
way.
crypto. Wait a minute. I think we're
All right now.
Yeah. No, but I called it, and to have both of them here tonight at the same time to celebrate is just absolutely tremendous. So I'm going to say this to Ashley and to Renwick, stay with us because I'm telling you, we calls it on this show.
Speaking.
We speak it and it happens because
Yeah.
I tell you, they were coming up and I was, because Lamont had gotten there first, because I said he was going to get there first. I said, no, I said, Angela's going to she's going to make 5 and she's going to hit 3. And then when you did, I said, hold on, where's my check?
Got the gift.
we are still in shock, still very much in shock. It's just so humbling, the whole journey, the whole process. You know, God is so gracious with his blessings. I did not expect to go from 5 to 1. I did not expect it on Christmas Day. What a beautiful gift.
Mhm.
And I certainly did not expect to be 2 weeks in a row and to start the year January 1st, still at number 1 is just an amazing blessing. But to end the year and to start the year at number 1, God just really put his signature on that. And I'm just so thankful.
Well,
Yes.
absolutely. It's a beautiful project. I mean, from start to finish, be honest with you. So
Thank
once again, it's just a testimony to all of you, the amount of work you put into it. As the church would say, let's go churchy. It's the anointing that makes the difference.
Yes.
And and people are so receptive of independent artists because the quality of music that's coming out. And I will say one of the things, I know we had a pandemic and things got shut down and nobody was seeing, nobody was touring, nobody was doing anything from the A-listers. Even Beyonce wasn't doing nothing. She got sat down. But what it also did was it showed, first of all, for the independent artists, we've been doing this for a long time. So when the pandemic happened, we just slid up because we were accustomed to working hard and putting in that quality work and making sure that our things were tight. So, you're thinking, these indies are newbies. No, we've been waiting. Indigo and Spot. We've been doing this for years. So when this slid in, we just kind of, we in position now. And so we in position now, and now others are so receptive of new artists, and no shade on the ones who are the established artists, but they want to hear new artists, new music, and get different styles. The way Ashley comes in with that big band, that sound that she brings is authentic, and that's the lane. I mean, we don't have a lane like that, so she really is ahead of her time in her lane. And as far as inspirational music is concerned, so Lamont's doing his thing. He comes in with his swag. He's been with R&B the whole 9 yards. He's toured over the place, whatever. But the swag that he brings, and then what you bring, as far as your sound, your vocals, your writing, everything else that comes along with the package, we've been doing this. And Renwick, he's bringing the Caribbean, he's bringing Africa, he's bringing England, and and he's killing with this Christmas song and with more to come. So we are just thrilled for all of you. I know I can probably speak for Sherry, he can speak for himself. We are thrilled for all of you. We really are. That you stayed in the fight, you're still in the fight, you kept the faith, and just to see you get honored that way, even though you probably weren't looking for that, but just to see that your work and your hard work is appreciated, from awards to number ones to number two. Listen, Lamont, when you knocked Tamala Man off her gate, I said, you know what, we're knocking another one.
To God be the glory.
We love you, Tamala.
That's such a humble response. To God be the
I know, I'm
glory.
sorry.
That's right. All
We
praises.
love you. We love you, Tamala.
Exactly.
You know we love you. You have a concert in Philly, we there. You know we there.
That's
But-
right.
But it's time for the new. It's time for the new kids on the block, and they're coming in hot, as my dude would say from 116. So Angela, he kept me. You and sorry,
No,
Michael's
my-
family.
my
No,
help.
help me. My
Yeah,
help.
yeah,
My
yeah.
help.
My help.
My brother,
Yeah.
My help.
My help.
Mhm.
With Michael Stampley. When we were on the show and we played the song, I just knew when I heard it. I said, "Okay, all right, we're going. Yeah, this gonna cause a problem. It's gonna cause a problem." And it sure did. Now, how are you feeling really about this right now?
It really is, of course, first, to God be the glory. Yeah, and I really mean that. But it really is a good feeling of, like you're saying, all the hard work that we put in as independent artists, because I feel like we work harder than, I don't even know how the majors are, but I feel like we work harder than them because we're paying for everything. We're doing our own wardrobe, we're doing our own makeup, we're being our own team, we're doing it all. We're doing our own bookings. Some of us are doing our own background vocals. We're layering our own background. We're doing whatever we have to do to get it done.
Mhm.
And to see this come to pass, it's like people say a lot of times, he looks like, where'd she come from? What is this independent label, 141st Lane? Who is this person? Did she just, did this happen overnight? And I always say it's been a very long night.
Mhm.
We've been at this for years. We've been doing this for years and years. And
Yes.
finally to have the opportunity, and maybe, like you said, it's because the pandemic could have opened some doors and just kind of, leveled the playing field. Maybe it's just God saying it's time, and I'm just thankful, just so thankful to have this platform. And thank you for opening your platform. And thank you, Sherwin, for opening doors for us to be able to come and share our music and being a part of the journey from the very beginning, and rooting for us from the beginning. We feel your support, we feel your prayers, and all the way. I feel like there's this great, cloud of witnesses, like the Bible says, and we
Yes.
support each other as indies. I'm always like, Ashley, my brother Lamont. Like whenever we do stuff, we're like supporting and sharing and loving and commenting on each other, because we're all we have. We're our own little tribe and village,
Yeah.
supporting each
Amen.
other. And I'll be looking for you, Renwick, and following you as well, because we need that support. And so, I'm just thankful.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's my song.
Absolutely. So while we still have you here before you burn your dinner, we're when you prepare for your guests, we are going to play this #1 on Billboard song as we close out 2021 by the beautiful, I'm telling you, at Angela Moss Poole, My Help. Here we go.
Thank you.
Here we
Love you
go.
guys.
Eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. He will not sleep nor slumber. My foot will not stumble. My help comes from the Lord. I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. He will not sleep nor slumber. My foot will not stumble. My help comes from the Lord. Hey. My help comes from the Lord. My help comes from the Lord. Let me say it one time. I will live. From which comes my help comes from the Lord. Yeah. Slumber. Oh, my help comes from the Lord. Angela, say. My help comes from the Lord. My help comes from the Lord. My help My help comes from the Lord. Sing your song, my help comes from the Lord. Yes, sir. My help comes from the Lord. 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 He'll never leave me. Oh, my faith is up to the end. Everything I need. Everything I need comes from the Lord. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. My help comes from the Lord. My help comes from the Lord. My help will stumble. Comes from the
Woo!
That song makes me want to rock out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we saw you. You just going for it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just waiting when we can see this done live.
Yes,
Let me tell you, Angela goes when we were live. I forgot what city we were in.
Nashville.
We were in Nashville. She goes live. She goes hard. And we're actually planning a tour together in the spring.
Right.
So
Nice.
Am I just hearing this for the first time over this side?
Officially on this show right
Officially.
now.
Listen,
Yes.
listen here.
yes,
Let's go.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the
Yes.
building. We need to talk. We need to make sure. Sherwin.
Definitely.
Okay.
Come
All
on,
right,
come
I'm not
on
saying
now.
no more.
Come on now.
I'm not saying no more. You know, we'll make some things happen.
Yes.
But Angela, I'm seriously, thank you so much for dropping in and just showing love to Indigo Inspire Live, to Gospel Music Buzz. It is such an honor to just know you and to get to know you and your music and your heart. Blessings to your husband and your family this holiday, and just enjoy the evening. Don't burn those green. Burn green.
Thanks
Thank
again,
you all
Angela.
so much. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
That was awesome. That was the wonderful Angela Moss Poole in the building. Dropping in for the celebration. You don't know who's going to come in here.
Yep.
This is what I'm telling you. So if you're still with us, we still have a little more show to go, and we are excited. We just having a good time. Nobody ain't rushing nowhere, because you know what? It's December 30th. Where are we going?
That's it.
All
That's
right,
it.
we
It's
just
a,
having a wonderful
it's
time
a celebration.
celebrating. It's a celebration, and we're going to celebrate and celebrate right. And we are now going to turn our attention to the Mr. Renwick. Listen, first of all, don't you dare come up with a Christmas song like that again.
I mean that song is just straight fire. Let's just call it what it is. Just call it what it is.
Listen, I can't. Go ahead, Sherwin. I'll play it when you tell me.
Listen, before you go ahead and tee it up. So what I want to find out from Renwick is that, what made you decide to take that twist on the song? Because just thinking of it, looking at it, just the overall composition and everything of the song, the beat, like just lay it out for us. Like, who are some of the producers? Who is some of the background vocalists? Like, just just talk to us about it.
So crazy part is Follow That Star was never on schedule to be released. So that's the crazy part. I am accustomed to the culture from the Caribbean. So I had another song that I was about to release that is more Caribbean oriented. And E1 was like, nah, you can't release that now because it's going to get lost between all of the Christmas music. So they gave me 2 weeks to write the song, produce the song, do the visuals and everything. So I literally had 2 weeks to do everything and submit it before the deadline. So my thought process going into it is coming from that influence of Kurt Franklin and Papa San. Like those are the two people that kind of like, if you listen to my style, I love the groups, but I can flow a certain way, and so I just brought the two together. I'm a producer, so I did produce it, and I have co-producers who was Nathaniel Johnson and my brother Ray Keys. We got together and we made it happen in a couple of days. I got some of the background vocalists that work with me. I took 5 people, and basically everybody who was in the studio had to work that night. Basically, so I wanted to have a choir. So I took 5 people and we just created a choir experience out of them. So, it was dope. It was exciting because we all had to do like different voices to create that whole choir vibe experience. So that's kind of what made us kind of influence the whole thing. And I said to God, I was like, yo, God, I don't want to put something out there that is not of substance. Even though we have a deadline, I still want to do something that is impactful and something that will glorify you. And I wanted something that the millennials and the Gen Z can also relate to. So that's why the hook is so catchy, Follow That Star, because if nothing else, the kids are going to sing Follow That Star. And if we can get the kids to declare Follow That Star, who's Jesus, then it's a big W for the kingdom. So, yeah. I wanted it to be a bop, but I also wanted to have a strong message.
Dope. Patrice?
Yep, we
over
are ready.
To you. We're about to follow that star.
Here we go. Follow that star. That's it. It's gonna speak for itself.
Wise men coming from the east side, prophecy and more when the star rise. Herod was a hater in disguise, trying to stop the birth of a true Christ. Can nobody ever stop the purpose? That's why every demon start to act up. Same reaction when you step into the room of the haters. The star of royal beauty, bright. Each and every day, lifeline. From mountains to the sunshine, sing it all time. Follow. Let's start. Let's start. Follow. Let's start. Follow. Let's start. Let's start. Follow. Let's start. Following the summer reservations. Sometimes I don't know the destination. Trusting with my honey, show me visions. Never reconnect if they try to stop the vision. Whoa. Bringing out my best gift. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Bow down and worship. King of kings, born in a manger. Humbly we bow to the feet of our Savior. Star of wonder, star of night. star of royal beauty, right? Go, follow with my whole life, each and every day in my lifeline. From darkness to the sunshine, singing all time, all time. Follow, let's start, let's start, follow, let's start, follow, let's start, follow, let's start, let's start, follow, let's start, follow, let's start.
All right, so so what? One thing I was gonna say, if you guys heard some bad singing there, that was actually me. I didn't realize I was unmuted. So don't hold that against Runaway. Don't hold that against Runaway. Don't hold that against Runaway. All right, just get the track. That was me. Someone just messaged me like, "Why are you singing so loud?" I was like, "Oh wait, I want."
This is what happens when you support an artist. I'm telling you, you must turn your mic off when you have a good key. Okay? How about that?
Yeah, that's
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Love that
Yes.
song.
Yes. So, Renwick, what is up for you for 2022? What can we expect of body of work?
Yes. By God's grace, I'm planning to drop at least 2 more singles early in the year, and by God's grace in July, do an EP, and hopefully hit the road in July, August. I'm planning to do a tour in the summer, and in 2023 I'll drop the album. So I'm gonna go 2 singles, EP, tour a little bit, go to a few places, and yeah, that's the plan.
Now, did you hear? He said 2023.
Mhm.
Okay. Let this be an added lesson to your playbook. You need to be a year ahead
Yeah.
Amen.
in your planning of your music.
Hmm.
Let me say this again. You need to be a year ahead when it comes to planning your music, because anything can happen, and you need to make sure however you're going to do it. If, like you said, you're going to tour, you're going to spend time writing, you got to produce, you got to get studio time, the whole 9 yard, everything mix and master, and it may take its resources, all that kind of things. It's okay. Have a schedule and a plan and execute the plan, and you will not fail. Promise you, you will not fail.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. You will not fail. Well, the Grandmaster.
Lamont looking around. Lamont looking.
I know, right?
It's you.
I
Oh,
know.
no.
The one and the
Oh,
only
yeah.
no.
Lamont Sanders. Listen, though.
But even before Patrice, I just got a special request. Someone just
Uh-huh.
reached out and to make sure that I asked Lamont about Louis Patterson from Patterson, New Jersey. So before while Lamont is going into that, he did some stuff and he released some stuff over the Christmas here, a really amazing video. So we want him to touch a little bit about that.
Oh, please do. I wish I had. Can I share my screen? Is it possible to do that? Because
That had me like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I seeing?
I was
It's like,
trying.
is that hair? Is he there again? What's going on?
I was
Come
trying.
on,
First of all,
tell us, guy.
it's Santa with the SIG for me. It was Santa with the SIG.
Oh,
Go ahead, Lamont.
man.
Good work, a good body of work.
Thank
Seriously.
y'all so much. Like I said earlier, man, my mother put on a production in the high school since I was born. She started in 1975. So I was born into production, and she did this Black History program every year. And we've got some people. If I name people that came out of this program, you guys would be like, really? We're talking like City High, Ryan Toby, Wanye Boys the Men, Ty Tribbett. We all came out of the same program. And production is just what my life has been. However, I went through a part of my life to where I was kind of suppressed with my gifts. And acting is my first love. I went to Philadelphia Performing Arts in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Wow.
Musical theater with a scholarship. So acting is my first, you know what I'm saying? So this season, losing my mother, I dove into that project. Like, you know what? It's time to just give the world what they don't. There's a lot that you guys don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had a good time on set. I gotta tell you, y'all, Marie cries so bad, Sherwin. When I say cry, because they've never seen me act like this. But this was my mother really coming. So I said, like, I'm in a whole nother vibe now.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to put it together before God calls me home. I'm about to do a whole lot of work. But to God be the glory. It just was characters that are bite up inside. I went looking for a wig. Lewis Patterson, he was the first character we came up with.
But you know what, Lon? There's a Lewis Patterson in every family, in every Black family. I can't speak on it, but there's always a Lewis Patterson.
Now I'm embarrassed.
I can name them, but my family's probably watching. So go ahead.
My God. So then the Santa, I every year, my team Bear Tag and I, we go out and give to families around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I dress as Santa. So I had the Santa suit, but my father was a musician who always smoked and could sing with a cigarette and hanging out his mouth. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta give it to my dad. I gotta do, you know. So my sister's like, yo, I love it. I see daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just put the cigarette in. My man had to go find a cigarette. I didn't know they even sold Lucy's. I mean, I don't know. So the cigarette thing was just kind of like my dad again. And you know, just once again giving tribute to my mother, my brother, and my dad. My brother was a drummer by heart. He loved to play drums, but he was always so cool. He was quiet. So I tried to play his role as the drummer. You know, and to be honest with you guys, I think when I watched the video, I laugh at myself because Lamont Sanders, the artist, try to act cool around all this going around. It was something that I watched God put together, and I'll sit back now and I laugh like, what is wrong with you? But I'm glad that people are enjoying it. I'm glad it brought cheer to people. Yes. You know, even in this season, you know, just make people laugh. I didn't mind embarrassing myself for the sake of making people laugh, you know.
It was awesome. Y'all gotta go see it. Gotta hit up YouTube. Have to go see that for sure.
Yeah. Where will they find it on YouTube, Lamont?
Lamont Sanders TV.
Okay, Lamont Sanders TV. You'll find that video right there, and I'm telling you, you'll look at it. I mean, I looked at it so many times. I'm telling you, it's still standing for the SIG for me. I'm telling you. Standing with the SIG.
Did you see Santa's shoes?
Yes, I did.
Let
me say, I was so proud of you with that for the reason that I knew what it took for you to do that.
Wow.
It was so soon, but for you to dive right into that and go straight into a realm of creativity, like you said, we wouldn't have known. But to see that and the way you did that so beautifully, because I was looking for the holes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm thinking, he covered all the bases. What is the world? It was awesome. And the credits at the end, yo, you gotta see the credits.
You know what though? It remind me.
You gotta watch it to the end.
It reminded me of Renwick's story though, because I recorded it literally on a Monday. Got sick on Tuesday, was shut down for a week. The following Tuesday, recorded the video.
Wow.
Like, okay. So we're talking the song mixed, mastered, video in like a 2-week span. Well, and then got shut down with COVID. So I couldn't even enjoy it. I was home for Christmas with COVID. Y'all didn't know. So I just
but look at you now.
God is great. He's great. He's building me for something. He's building me something.
Yeah, he's keeping us. He's keeping us for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes. For something great. For something greater. Right.
Absolutely. for sure. All right, Sherwin, talking to him about this number one that he went and kicked Tamla Man off the mountain.
Yeah, every time you say that, Lamar's face is like, stop saying that, stop saying that.
And you know what? You know what? Only Indigo. Listen, only you guys get me to tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. So you guys do know that you know that family, we can be hard on each other. A lot of people don't know this, but David Mann is my cousin. He don't know it. So
oh wow,
I don't want to knock that man's wife off. I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my cousin.
Okay.
So I'm like, ooh. He like, who is this Lamar Sanders guy?
This. We're not gonna write up. Okay, I won't say it. We took her place. Yes.
Talk to us about that. Like, I mean, you've clearly, you're no newcomer in this. You've been at this. You've been going through. And
Thank you,
after the year, thanks, Marie. After the year that you've had, just kind of getting to that place, all the hard work, everything. Once that's now at number one, like, what was that moment for you?
It was really, honestly, it was. I still don't believe it. I believed it because the first person came to my mind was Patrice. I'm like, wow. Did she? I'm like, wow. And then you think about God, and it's like, God, I feel so unworthy. It's so many artists out here, and just to even touch top 10 is a blessing.
Yeah.
And then for God to say, I'm going to show you some more grace. And it's like, God, you got to be like, you work all your life really as an artist, just to be appreciated. It's never about the money. It's about somebody saying, I recognize your gift.
Yeah.
That's really, so to get there, it's just like, it's such a humbling experience. I could cry, you know what I'm saying? Because only God can do it, and it's not as macho as people think it is, because it's nothing that we do. It's nothing that we can do. God gives us that grace, and He gives us our lane. And if we stay steadfast,
come on, church,
in due season we shall reap.
Amen.
Ain't not. So every artist is going to get. We just got to stay to God's unchanging hand. He's going to do it.
Yep.
I saw Him do it, and I'm like, God, you're amazing. And it's Him. I promise you, it's Him. Just empty everything He's given us. Just empty it out and let God do what He's doing.
Amen.
And don't try to be no bigger than God, because you can't.
No, you can't. Remix over here, he about to go ahead and shout. I'm telling you, he about to get up off the sofa and do something over there.
I'll put my joint on mute because it was my heavenly language was coming up, so I had to put my joint on mute. It was game day, you know what I'm saying?
Man, praise God, bro.
Yeah,
and you were very critical about staying in your lane. You got a lane. You've got a lane. You don't have to mimic anybody else. You've got a particular lane.
You got to say that again. Say that again.
In your lane. And in your lane, you will see miraculous things happen when you stay in your lane. And I know the enemy tries to come up and say, oh, you know what? Their artwork looks more dope than mine. Or wait a minute, my production doesn't sound as good as some. Maybe I did. No, stay in your lane. And you will see the manifestation of great things happening because you stayed in your lane.
Right. I think that's the greatest gift about being an independent artist, because we're not trying to be to mimic anyone or follow the sound.
Yeah.
And in this season, God is going to use everything and everyone to reach different people. If we all sound alike, that means God is only one person. Or one, you know what I'm saying? He gives us gifts and songs in the middle of the night, different things that we're all supposed to get out. Yeah. And trust me, tonight I'm blessed by my brother and sister on here. Like, I've never the talent that I heard on here tonight. I'm blessed by it and I'm encouraged by it. I didn't want to speak too soon, but I'm reaching out to y'all. We got to do something. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. I feel it.
I do.
We're gonna do something. Indigo, we're gonna talk because we might need to do like a remember the We Will Know video?
Listen,
with all the different artists.
Yes, sir.
You got to be independent to get on this song.
Didn't I tell you I said something we need to, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're not that's January 2nd.
That's it.
We talking. And yes, Gospel Music Buzz will be in the building. And go, Yannette, Odessa Hall. You better definitely that glad. She said, "You're next, Renwick. You are
Speak
next.
it. Yes.
Yep, you're next.
Speaking
You're
things
next.
here for sure.
You're next."
Yes. Because you know why? See, never mind. Let me get off this.
No. That's why
Nah,
we're
you
here.
better speak, man.
What you went through was not minimal.
Okay, I'm here for it now. That's it. That's over.
I'm telling
I'm
you,
here for it now. I'm here for it now.
it doesn't come back empty. The pain does not come back without some type of reward. I promise you. So it's like, I'm excited for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you went through, I know it hurts, but be steadfast, unmovable, and watch what God's about to do, bro. Trust me.
Amen. I
Trust
receive
me.
that. I receive
Trust
that.
me. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. And naysayers, they don't even get a comment. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Naysayers are fiery darts, but it's the faith that quenches them.
Wow. The faith quenches them.
Hallelujah.
Naysayers are the fiery darts, but it's the shield of faith that quenches them.
Wow.
And on that note, he kept me.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say after
Let's
all
go.
of that, he kept us. Let's go.
My God. There were times when I wanted to give up on you. Believed you were there, but I couldn't feel you.
For you, Renwick.
You stepped in, you came to see me through. You never left me. Even though I made my share of mistakes, I never paid the price that I should have paid. You never left me, nor did you forsake me. Lord, you never gave up on me. When I avoided your plan and I gave up and ran, you kept me. When I was sick and like quicksand, Lord, you threw out your hand, you kept me. And I trusted in man, didn't give you a chance, you kept me. Said I've been in church all of my life. I didn't learn your word, but how to disguise. I try to look good in other people's eyes, but you still kept me. Because of your love, I'm running back to you. Because of your grace, I want to say thank you. Lord, you're so faithful, and I'm so grateful that you never gave up on me. When I avoided your plan, gave up and ran, you kept me. When I was sinking like quicksand, Lord, you threw out your hand, you kept me. When I trusted in man, didn't give you a chance, you kept me. You kept me. You kept me. Said he's able to keep us from falling, and he will take us falling from the presence of his glory. No matter what it feels like, even in your darkest night, I just want to testify that my God is right here by your side. Yeah. You never gave up on me. When I avoided your plan and I gave up and ran, you kept me. When I was sinking like quicksand, Lord, you gave me your hand. Yes, you did. When I trusted in man, didn't give you a chance, you kept me. You kept me. Cause you're a keeper. Thank you for your grace, my God. Thank you for your mercy, my God. You kept me. Yeah. It was your blood that kept me, your love that kept me, your grace that kept me, that kept me. It's a keeper.
That
Ooh-wee.
is anthem
Man.
21. That is
Mm.
the anthem for 2022.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
That is the anthem. That
Thank you,
is
God.
why you are all here, Lamont. This is why you're here. Renwick, Ashley, Angela. I know she's still watching and listening. This is why you are here, because he kept you and still keeping you. Man, what a night. I
Amen.
knew it was going to be a good night, but man, this thing shifted.
Mm.
Where's everybody's cash at? Somebody needs to offer. No, but it's a tremendous night. We'll turn over to Sharon because we're going to get some things, find out about what you guys have planned and what some things that's happening.
Yeah. And again, it's just one of those things. Sometimes, you know, you don't want to say certain things because you think you're singing too extra spiritual, right? But just kind of taking a step back, because even when we were trying to put together, like Patrice didn't tell me everyone she was thinking about for tonight. I had persons in mind. And then when we came together and all three of us are in the post or in the pre-show, and we're like, wait a minute, where do you live? It was like, oh, I live here. Where do you live? They're all literally like almost like 20 minutes apart from each other. We didn't even think about that. None of it was scripted, but everyone is talking in the pre-show. So it's like, it's just all three of you needed to be here tonight. It was purposely set up, you know, just to have you guys here. And it was just amazing. Like even just hearing everyone's story, I might have heard bits and pieces, but just kind of hearing everything together is just awesome just to listen to. And you know, and in the beginning of the show, we started to talk about some firsts and, you know, some highs and what was happening. And Ashley, you know, I know you have some firsts that happened for you this year, you know, with VDD, with BCI, some other stuff. You know, tell us a little bit about that. And, you know, City Winery, just, you know, tell us a little bit about, you know, some firsts that recently happened for you, and then what you have in the pipeline, you know, as far as what's coming for 2022.
Man, I'll start with the whole City Winery thing. I was freaking out. Like I literally got the phone call 2 days before. You know, a producer that I'm working with, Kenny, really good guy. And he was like, yeah, you know, I reached out to her people and, you know, seeing if, you know, they wanted somebody to open up. And I sent them your video. And they were like, yeah, we'd love to have her. I'm on the phone. I didn't even say anything. Like, I'm literally just on the phone. Like, either he's joking or like he's trying to let me have a heart attack. I don't know. I was all like in my head. And I was sick that week. So, like, I started, oh my God, I don't have a band. Everybody's busy. All, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then God was just like, shut up and go. Like, stop talking and go. And, you know, I got there and Miss Anita is just so gracious. Like her whole, everybody that was there with her were just like so nice and came in and checked on me, you know, made sure I was all right. And I'm, you know, it was really an experience. And it was just another way of guys showing me, stop being scared of who I made you to be. Like, because I really second guess myself a lot. Like a lot. Like what I sound like, what, you know, the kind of music that I want to attempt, and, you know, the way I dress and all kinds of stuff. And he's just like, he tells me that a lot. Just shut up. Because I'll be talking too much in my head. But he opened the door and I went through it. And just from there, like, I'm like I said in the beginning, he just keeps showing himself strong in me and in my life. And I thank him for it. And like this year, I got some really unexpected recognition. Like every time someone says they listen to my music or they seen something that I did, I'm just in shock. Like it never gets old to me. I don't know. I can't ever get over it. So BCI like reshared a video that I did for a Tiny Desk submission this year, and it was Not My Home, and they were just like, man, we're loving the vibe, and you know they seen it on Gospel Music Buzz's platform, and they reshared it to theirs, and I was just like, man, like I just cannot believe it. And then who was it? I think yeah, Erica Campbell reshared the album, and I it just blows me away. It blows me. I can never get used to that. People listening, you know, because I went so long feeling like I didn't have a voice, you know, and so now that I'm kind of using that voice and people are actually hearing, it never feels common to me. So I thank God for that. And so I have a single coming out in January. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, that's one thing you never can expect what you're gonna get next. And it could be any style of music, but you know, this one it's got a little bounce to it. It's a nice, got a little swag to it. So I'm excited about it, and I shot my first music video to go along with it, and
Nice.
man, like it's just been a year of firsts, and just uncommon blessing, and I just thank God for all that He's doing. I really do. I just thank Him.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
I don't even know if I answered the question, but I just thank God.
No, yeah, you answered. That's always an appropriate answer. I thank God. That's always.
I just thank God.
That answer goes over well. Thank you.
Wait, I got a funny story. When I first met Sherwood, he was like, "We're doing the what was it? He did the Christmas thing again, and he gave me a topic, and he was like, you know, this is the topic that I want you to talk about. You know, landscape the video, whatever." Man, I did that video, and I wasn't on topic at all. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I think I just talked about it was your favorite Christmas memory or something, and I started talking about being grateful and, you know, not expecting no gifts. And then when I finally watched it back, I was like, "Dang, I ain't do nothing he told me to do."
Yeah. I mean, I went ahead and posted it, but I was like, wow,
She
did not follow any instructions.
don't
But it's
listen.
all
She
good.
just don't.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Renwick, you're up next. You already kind of said whatever, but you know what,
Just some first.
Yes,
I
some
know,
firsts.
one of your
Mhm.
songs got on the Billboard for the first time this year, and you talked about a few other things, but what was some highlights, some firsts for you for 2021, and kind of, what are you looking forward to, which is what you already spoke about, but touch a bit on some of those first,
Oh,
just to encourage someone there.
yes, to everybody listening across the world. A first that happened for me is that I was on the Billboard. We were number 6 on the Billboard. My first single with Indie Blue, same music video we were shooting and everything. I'm sure my boy would have been happy to know that what we worked on made it on the Billboard. So that was a first for me.
Yeah.
Big up to everybody in my country. It was a youth celebration back home and stuff like that. And then I think for every independent artist, or I think every artist goes through this, where it's like sometimes you feel a little bit of that pressure doing the next song. I mean, from a musical perspective, you feel like you kind of got to live up to that expectation or what's not. And this song made it on the Christmas song, made it on the indicator chart. So I was like, you know what I mean? Like, God, you doing this joint back to back, amen. So that was 2 firsts for me. What other highlight we had? This is the first year I had so many concerts, I would say. This is the first time I've been booked like back to back like that. I was on a mini tour with some people from my country, and yeah, that's about it. That's about it, y'all. Hey,
Awesome,
come back.
awesome.
Yeah, that's about it.
Nice. And then you touched on a little bit of what's looking at for the 2 singles that's coming,
Yes.
as well as the EP for next year. So recap us on that.
Yes, so I'm gonna drop a single early in the year, 2 singles early in the year. It's definitely gonna be that vibe. I'm from the Caribbean. We bring the vibes that change lives. It is Christ Center, but it's gonna be a vibe. And then we're gonna drop the EP early in the summer, and we are, by God's grace, we're gonna go on tour. And in 2023, I'm gonna drop my debut album. Yes.
Sweet. Yes. Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
how can everyone follow what's going along? Like, where are they gonna see that? Gonna catch up? Like, how can they follow all that's gonna be happening?
You can follow me on all social media platforms. If you know anything about me, I love to document my journey. So you can follow me on Facebook. It's Renwick Dewsbury. On Instagram, it's Renwick Dewsbury. On YouTube, it's Renwick Dewsbury. www.renwickdewsbury.com. I am a poster. I love to have fun and to show people the process. I love to show people the process and what God is doing in real time.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Look, go ahead, Patrice.
No,
Lamont.
no.
Okay. All right. Lamont, go ahead. Let us know. I know we were touching on some of the first that was happening with you this year, with the number ones and with everything else that was kind of happening with you. What do you have for us here for 2022? You mentioned, you want to just dive in. You've had a lot that we haven't even been able to see or reflect upon some of those things that you've been doing with acting, and just, even when you mentioned you went to school for that, I'm like, whoa, full scholarship for acting. So, what can we expect with 2022, coming?
Well, let me mention my first. This is my first. He Kept Me was number 1 on indicator chart. But last week is my first time ever being on the Gospel National Airplay.
Oh wow!
So
come on here.
Yeah, so this last week we were 30. This week we're 29. So I've never been
top 30
on the national airplay.
Let's go.
To
That's
God
huge.
be the glory. So
I'm not gonna throw a number out. I'm not gonna throw a number out. I'm just gonna watch it.
Don't do nothing. Don't do
That's
it.
huge.
He's got the gift.
That's huge. Wow.
But
Stella! Go ahead.
My God, let's go. Speak it. Currently, we're in production for the He Kept Me video. I haven't done any content for it yet, so we're in production for that. And this year, I'll also be starting a after school program for music for kids.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Nice.
Definitely. Once again, something that my mother did for so many years is like, she took kids who felt like they had no outlet, and this is what it's about, And so I'll be starting an after school program for youth to definitely nurture their gifts and let them know that there's greater and there's more than just the streets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody has a gift. It's just who's going to take time to nurture that gift for these kids. And the tour. So we got a busy 2022. Yes, definitely.
Yes. And I'm going to take this opportunity to flip the tables on my brother Sherwin. So first for you, and then what is happening with Gospel Music Buzz for 2022?
Wow. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, there's a lot of firsts happened that this year. I mean, and not from a slightly from a business shifting perspective. As you remember what happened early in the summertime, like we were really riding an amazing wave, from social media following. We were getting up there, I don't know, 16, 17, whatever thousand K. We were getting a lot of partnerships with the Praise 365, our brother over there from St. Louis radio station we partnered with, and it was just, a lot of amazing things was happening. And then that account got shut down. And when that account shut down, and again, God does all things well, right? When that account shut down, we were like a part of a bigger conglomerate with a lot of bloggers and such I was associating with. Then I noticed like a lot of them started to pull back. People that we were, collaborating with, I would reach out like, hey, I'm working with this artist, and I wouldn't get responses because it was one of those things like your worth or your value was viewed just socially. So when that social drop happened, even some clients, like a lot of stuff shifted. But while in the beginning I was a little like, what's happening? What are you looking to do,
Mhm.
God?
Mhm.
But during that time, like, it was just a lot of reshifting, a lot of refocusing, and it's just give me that time just to sit and think and just strategically look to what is it to come with the new year, what is it I wanted to do, and just a lot of different opportunities came up within that process. What we're looking to work on, what we're looking to put together, even with other relationships that we've been building, as I mentioned, with the radio station, with some other new social media partnerships that we've been building and networking, and just putting all that together is what I'm super excited about. Again, even with Indigo, what we also did this year, this was the first as well too, which I was super grateful. Even when Patrice reached out, and she's, I came to one of she was doing the summer when you did the conference,
Mhm.
when you did the conference in the summer, and I was a part of the conference. And then afterwards, we had the discussion. You were like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. How would you like to co-host with me?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, what? What do you say?" I'm like, "Oh, why wouldn't I?" And it was humbling for me, because again, when you're doing stuff and you're working in one lane, and because that's always been a passion for me, is just collaborating, because I believe together you can accomplish so much more together.
Yeah.
So that were some first. We did some interviews with directors, like some directors that release movies this year. We got to do that. We sat on a few lifetime panels, like with TD Jakes movie that he released. Those 3 movies, we were a part of that. Even recently, we were a part of the webinar with Denzel Washington with our new movie that he released as well. So it's just been a lot of opportunities that's been coming, and each time one of those opportunity comes, like I would even turn and I would say to my wife, and I would go, hey, this just came in. They were asking me, do you want to interview Maverick City? Do you want to do this? And I'm like, sometimes you view your brand, you view what you're doing as just being small sometimes, but then again, everyone else sees, what you might not always see. So I think
Yeah.
during that separation phase, God just allowed me just to view us for who we are, not being boastful or proud, but just saying, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Don't look to follow anyone else. Don't look to do that. You're making an impact in your own lane. Keep moving forward. You're adding value to a lot of independent artists. You're providing platform, you're providing connections, and just a lot of the genuine relationships that we've built in and through the process. Again, with Lamont, with Marie, like a lot of times Marie and I, we would just talk, just has nothing to do about business, like, hey, I was thinking about this, or I'm just checking in to see what's going on. So like just building natural, genuine relationships and friendships throughout the process. So a lot of that was just a lot of first. It was amazing with that. And I'm just looking forward to everything else that's to come with 2022. And there you go, Patrice.
The first thing that came to mind, because I knew how, being there when the account got shut down, no fault of your own. I mean, literally, and IG just said, Gospel Music Buzz, the 2 Z's was just gone, and just the frustration behind that, because it's a lot. That's a lot of work and a body of work, with posts and everything like that you just lose, and really, unless you back it up, you've lost that forever, unless they're gracious enough to put it back. But the thing that came to mind was Gideon, and the fact that it was separating the larger volume and got it down to a concentration of 300.
Wow.
And that 300 is the 300. Now, I'm trying to make sure I didn't mix up my characters. I just want to make sure. But it's the 300 that God knew would be the ones that would help him with the victory. He was looking at the mass numbers of people, and he gave simple tests to show whether or not that they would stay. And the first test, half of them left. And then the next test was, okay, they're kind of in here, sort of, kind of, whatever. He said, well, take them by the river and let them get something to drink. And those that basically put their faces in the water, they weren't looking around. So they could be overtaken. But it was the one who brought the water up to their mouth because they were still looking to make sure that things would, and the ones who would lap, they were gone and you only have 300 left. So
Wow.
Maverick City's interview came after you lost.
This is true. A lot of the other stuff came after. This is true. Yeah.
After you lost. And God is just, like you said, reminding you that he doesn't need a lot. He just needs consistency. Will you stay consistent? Will you not buckle? Will you keep up the same quality without compromise? And that's what you did. You still continue to do the collab with me. You still continued with the artists that were still with you. You still promoted them with excellence and integrity. And that's all that was needed. Now, those who went on the wayside, they just hitched a ride. But it's the ones who really stay in there with you that he says, okay. And, you know, and I'm not saying I'm necessarily one of them. I'm just saying that I'm just grateful for the opportunity to collaborate with you. I really am.
Likewise. Wow, that's
It's
powerful.
been an honor. It's been an absolute honor. It really has. It really, really has. You guys just don't. It has been an honor for me. What's new for Indigo Inspire, Indigo Worship? Well, first for me, this year has been, which has been really on the low because I did not let anybody know that I was doing that. What I launched in a music apparel line, and the Rep Your Section apparel line has. We got a little bit of a buzz about one of the items, and we got a first for. Oh, that's right. A first for me was no, this is before. So we're talking 2021. That it became official. So now it is a branch. It is a line. We are now in our first retail store in New Jersey.
Nice.
We are in our first retail store.
Yes.
Now we have. We're launching a brand campaign that begins after January 2nd. And so look for some notable people that will be rocking our wear. And our brand ambassador, we have been honored that Hassan James from Root Magazine is now our brand ambassador for the Rep Your Section collection. So there's been some first and there's some more to come. And one of the things I want to say is not just an apparel line, just for music, but one of the things that I'm a big person. I love outreach and community outreach. And so with every item that's sold on our website, a portion of every proceeds from every item sold goes towards our well drilling projects around the world and our team mission projects. So we're not just selling apparel because we love global music, but we also wanted to make sure I merged community outreach with that. So our first well, I announced that at our launch, and on October 28th, and Anthony Brown Group Therapy was there that night. Sherwin couldn't make it because he was in New York getting ready to go somewhere with his wife. And so our first well drilling project is in Cote d'Ivoire, Africa.
Wow.
So that's our first well that's going on.
Nice.
So it is our goal by the end of 2022 that Indigo Inspire, Indigo Worship will be a sponsor. It will be sponsored through its apparel line 10 wells in various countries across the globe. So
that is huge.
Nice.
That is huge.
Yeah. So if anyone is interested in that and wanted more information, you can go on to Shop Indigo, INGIE, INDIEGO.com, and you can go there and rep your section. You find more information about the apparel.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes.
Well, listen, real quick, I just want to tell both of you, thank you so much. When I say thank you, I mean thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't say it enough. You guys been rocking with me, and you guys create this platform that's like amazing, and you do it in excellence. Sherwin, I can't thank you enough, bro. Like you've been true to who you are as a person, and Sherwin rocked out with us. Like when I say rocked out, like Sherwin did some type of flyers and promotions for us.
Yeah.
Before we could even look up and say who's going to do, he was already like, "Yo, I got you." Like when I tell you, like, and in this industry, especially in the independent, we don't get people like that.
That's true.
It's a rare type of help, and he's like, "I got you, I got you, I got you," and I'm like, "Bro, like try to keep tough about it. Don't want to shed no tears, but it's like you keep hitting me in that soft spot because
Yeah.
it takes all of us. It takes all of us to help. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the things that I got in trouble a little while ago. Somebody asked me, to come sing, come do something. I'm like, sure, I'll come. And the powers that be is like, yo, you've been doing the sure I'll come and don't ask for anything, because that's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And like, I understand it's a business, but I don't want to be. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? God supplies my needs.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So I got in trouble a little while ago taking something that I wasn't supposed to take, but I have the same spirit Sherwin has. Like they said they need somebody to open up. I came running. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to give me nothing. But Sherwin, I don't know if you heard what I said, but man, I just said, bro, I appreciate you, man. You jumped in there many times and would send me flyers and stuff like out of nowhere before I could even say who's going to do it. You did it. It was like, and I appreciate that, bro. Like, I can't tell you how much. And if you ever need anything from me, you don't you hesitate. You just call. I don't care if it's a what is the thing? The theme to your music. Gospel music, buzz. Whatever you want me to do, let's do it. Like, new intro, whatever. Like, let me know. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I also want to jump in there with the homie Lamont and say, Sherwin, in front of the world, big up yourself, bro. Enough love and respect to you. Thank you for just echoing what bro was saying, yo. Just looking out for us as independent artists and really like pushing us and championing us. You know what I mean? And like we feel like majors the way how you take care of us and the way how you support us, bro.
Right.
So enough love and respect to you, bro. I pray that God continue to expand your ministry, bro. Continue to expand your business, and people like I believe has kindred spirit just like you. You know what I mean? So, bro, big up yourself.
Appreciate you.
And to Miss Patrice. And like I said, it's never common to be acknowledged. And when everybody was kind of looking at me like I'm crazy because they didn't know what era I was coming from, you guys gave me a chance. You gave me an interview. You listened to my music and you shared stuff. And it's rare. It's rare for people to do things and not ask for anything in return.
Yes.
And when you find people like that, you hang on to them and do your best to reciprocate.
Right.
And so I'm just gonna say, if you ever need me, I'm there, because you shown love, and I've determined in my heart to show it back. So I appreciate you both and thank you.
Oh man, it is an honor. I don't take it lightly, and whenever a guest says that they want to be on this platform, I'm the one that I feel like I'm being honored, because you could be anywhere. You don't necessarily have to be here. And so, we really want to create an atmosphere where you feel welcomed and appreciated, and we celebrate you, and we are championing you on, and we are just excited for the next thing. We really are excited for the next thing, but also reminding you that you are called for a purpose. That is the biggest thing. If you take nothing from Indigo Inspire, Indigo Worship, you're called for a purpose. You're here for a season, for this time of Earth's history, and you have an assignment. Whenever you forget any of those things, then it becomes about you. And that's not what this is about. So stay in your lane. Always ask God for fresh creativity, because He's the author of creativity. Ask Him for fresh songs. He is the minister. He is music. Right. He is music. He's not the minister of music. He is music. And so He will always give you fresh anointing, fresh oil, fresh lyrics, fresh sounds that don't ever think that that all the sounds have been heard. That's a lie. God has limitless sounds. And so ride your wave, stay focused, and watch him work. I heard he's become a dear friend of mine, Cameron Washington, in the area. And he does a Wednesday entrepreneurial, basically just encouragement. And the push was, these last few days leading up to the end of 2021. And one of the things he said is, don't get discouraged. Watch God move his weight around. And when God moves his weight around in these last days of this year, you will see his glory. So even if it's one day left before the end of this year, watch him move his weight around on your behalf.
I've seen that. Thank you. That's good.
Yep. So, Sherwin, I'm going to let you say a few parting words, and then we're going to close.
No, I mean, listen, we just lost power, but it came back and it kept flickering. So I'm like, what's going on here? No, definitely, I appreciate each and every one of you here, Lamont, Renwick, Ashley, appreciate all you guys, Patrice, tonight was much as how tonight was much needed for everyone else that was listening in tonight was needed as well, even for me, just being here and just receiving and just being amongst everyone and just watching you raise your faith and just talking about your goals and just pushing through and what God has been doing. And it's one thing that was very common throughout each and every one of you speaking tonight. It was like when that low came, something even more higher came right after. When that low came, something even more higher came. So it was just like the pattern was there and it was very clear. And it just goes to show that God doesn't just leave us in that place. As long as we keep trusting and we keep believing and we keep leaning into his process and trusting him, he just keep elevating and moving us through, we just keep learning every step of the way. So that was powerful for me just to listen and to be a part of. So Happy New Year in advance to everyone. And I appreciate you guys being here. Patrice, over to you.
Okay, before we leave, I forgot to say, Ashley, what is your social media handles for people to follow you?
Oh, I'm Ashley Renee everywhere. Instagram, it's ashley.renee because somebody stole my name before I got there. But it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Ashley, ASHLE.Renee, RENEE.
Awesome. Lamont, you?
It's Lamont Sanders at Twitter, at Facebook, at Instagram, or my website, lamontsanders.com.
And also YouTube is Lamont Sanders
TV, right?
TV.
Yes, YouTube, Lamont Sanders TV. Thank you so much. Yes.
No problem. No problem.
I got to be honest with you. My brain is on this ginger ale. I'm a pop.
Oh,
I'm thinking I don't have any, so I need to get some tomorrow.
I'm so mad right now. Target's still open in my area. So anyway, please, Sherwin, follow Sherwin at Gospel Music Buzz. It's still 2 Z's on Facebook, 1 Buzz, 1 Z on Instagram. Are you still 2 Z's on Twitter, correct?
Yeah, 2 Z's everywhere else, and just
2 Z's everywhere else. So IG is the one they dropped the Z, but guess what? We don't listen. We got the King of Kings, the Z's. So, and for Indigo Inspire, we're at Indigo Inspire Live on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as on Twitter, and Indigo Inspire for our apparel line is also there on IG, and Shop Indigo on Facebook. You can follow us there and check out everything else. But everyone, thank you so much for taking time. Thank you so much to our amazing guests, Ashley Renee, Renwick Dewsbury, and Lamont Sanders, and Angela Moss Poole. We love you, sweetie. We know you had to go not burn those greens. But to everyone, have a healthy, blessed New Year. And remember, here on Indigo Inspire Live, it's not just a vibe here, baby. It's a whole mood. Have a great night.
Whole mood. There we go.
bless up, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.